It's Luke. I'm coming to you from my office at church, and you are not here because we are practicing social distancing and we are trying to slow the spread of this COVID 19 pandemic. And we are not going to be seeing each other face to face for at least the next couple of weeks. But we want to provide you some great online content to kind of keep us engaged through this time. One of the things we've been doing is going through the I am statements on Wednesday nights, and these big statements in the Bible talking about who God is. And I think now, maybe more so even than before, these are so relevant to our lives because we are in a time of chaos and pandemonium and fear and anxiety and toilet paper shortages. And nobody really knows why we have toilet paper shortages since it's not going to make you immune from coronavirus. But in the midst of all this craziness, we can rest in the fact that we know who our God is. So I briefly wanted to share with you the 10 I am statements that we are covering or have covered in this series. In Exodus 3, Moses is talking to God at the burning bush, and Moses asks for God's name, and God says, I am. Showing that he's eternal, he has no beginning, and that he is completely independent from what is going on. That's not going to affect who he is. He's the I am. In the book of John of the New Testament, Jesus starts having and making I am statements. In John 6:35, he would say, I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me shall not hunger, and whoever believes in me shall not thirst. We're satisfied in Christ. In John 8:12, Jesus says, I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will not walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. In John 8:58, Jesus says, before Abraham was, I am, taking that same name that God gave himself and revealed to Moses at the burning bush in Exodus 3. Jesus is eternal. Jesus is divine, just like God the Father. In John 10, Jesus says, I am the door. If anyone enters by me, he will be saved and will go in and out and find pasture. He's the way into God's kingdom, the one who we go through. Also in John 10, Jesus says, I'm the good shepherd. The good shepherd lays down his life for the sheep. That's who Jesus is. He's the resurrection and the life. And the one who believes in me, even if he dies, he will live. Everyone who lives and believes in me will never die. And Jesus proves that he's the resurrection and the life in this passage by resurrecting Lazarus physically from the dead, but also showing us the spiritual reality that he can make us alive and that we can have resurrection on the last day. In John 14:6, Jesus says, I'm the way, I'm the truth, and I am the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. Jesus is the way into heaven. He's the way to God the Father. In John 15, Jesus says, I am the vine and you are the branches. The one who remains in me and I in him produces much fruit. Through Jesus, we can have spiritual fruit and he can use our lives for his kingdom and for his glory. Then the very last I am statement we're looking at in this series is in the book of Revelation where Jesus says, I am the first and the last and the living one. I was dead, but look, I am alive forever and ever, and I hold the keys of death and Hades. Jesus is victorious. He's the one from the beginning with no beginning. He's the one at the end with no ending point. He's eternal, and he has victory through the cross, dying, being buried, rising again. That's who our God is. He's the I am, and we can trust in him, and we can put our faith in him. Because he's powerful, he's in control. There's no circumstances or situations that we are in that are too much for him or overwhelm him. Nothing about him is going to change. He's the same yesterday, today, and forever. Our God is the I am. And I look forward to sharing with you over the next few days about each one of these characteristics about our God being the I am. I've also included a short prayer in the comment section that you can pray right here and right now to reflect on this truth that our God is the I am. I look forward to interacting with you more and sharing more about how our God is the I am and that we can put our trust completely in him. the I am. Thanks.